Welcome back to episode 2, part 2. There's another example that I can think of, but however, the artist did face severe consequences. I am assuming we all know the popular sports anime Haikyuu.
Oh my god. Yes, my favorite.
So there was this animator who was part of the official team known as Ayumi Kuroiwa. And Ayumi Kuroiwa was fired from the team due to posting explicit fan art of the underage characters in Haikyuu. Underage as in 16, 17-year-olds, 13-year-olds who were just fresh into high school and posting explicit material of them onto Twitter. There was also a lot of other aspects, as in they were bad-mouthing the job, they were bad-mouthing their employers and talking about how they were not taking their job seriously. However, the final straw was them posting this explicit material onto Twitter.
About both the minors?
Yeah, there were several minors, all these characters, and it was very explicit material.
Oh my god.
A lot of sexualizing characters in anime stems from the fan service that they do, and basically they sexualize the characters in order to appeal to the audience. And so in a lot of animes, they introduce characters that don't necessarily have plot relevance, but they introduce them for the sole purpose of sexualizing them or providing fan service and objectifying those characters.
Yeah, there's a popular anime called Fire Force. I think a lot of you know it. I think it came out in 2019. I'm not sure. But basically, there's this character in Fire Force called Tamaki, and she is a very strong character. She has really good powers, and she has a lot of potential as an individual. However, the only way they use that character is to sexualize her. Every time she walks into a scene right before she fights, all her clothes fly off her body. It's ridiculous. That character had so much potential. She had one of the best individual traits and power, but they just used her as an object of fan service so that men or just anyone could get pleasure from it.
It's kind of like trying to feed into the male gaze and allowing people to objectify or sexualize women even though they could be a lot more than just their physical appearance. And I think similarly in an anime called Boku no Hero, they sexualize specifically minor girls, and they have scenes of objectifying and sexualizing them.
There's a scene, I think, I remember, I can't remember which fight, but there was a scene where Todoroki, who was using his fire powers,
oh yes,
his clothes burnt off, and this is a boy who just graduated 8th grade and is starting out in his 9th grade of high school, this 13, 14-year-old boy, and his clothes are burned off, and suddenly on screen, you see his full exposed chest, and you're just
and everyone was talking about it when it came out also, but they forget the fact that he's a child.
Yeah, and there's so much explicit content that even fans create because that the canon creators pander to the male gaze that exists in fandom. And it's not just Todoroki, I used to watch Boku no Hero Academia, but then I stopped watching it after the second season because they sexualized the minor girls on it to such an extreme that I genuinely felt incredibly uncomfortable continuing the show. There would be these 13-year-old girls wearing very revealing, explicit hero costumes with abnormally large breast sizes, and the camera angles would feed into them and focus on their chest, and there would be this character that would have very perverted comments about these underage girls.
He was the comic relief.
He was comic, except it wasn't even comically
it was just
funny.
disgusting.
It was just creepy. Imagine.
And it's sad though because Boku no Hero is a very good anime. The storyline is amazing.
Yeah, it had a lot of potential, and honestly, if they didn't sexualize the characters like that, I would have continued watching. But it was so wrong.
If they just took that out, it would have been one of the top animes. It is still one of the top animes.
I think that's the other thing. It's these famous animes that have made it big in the box office that have these sort of connotations or these indications and implications of, sexualizing of these characters. Now, if I'm not wrong, in both the animes you guys mentioned, they're the side characters, if I'm not wrong, who are... So, but in Demon Slayer, okay, there's the demon called Nezuko. And Nezuko is this 14-year-old girl, okay, who is a minor. And
I'm pretty sure she was 12.
so her demon age is 12, but like as she grows, she'll be 14. She's still a minor, okay, is my point.
Yeah, but 12 is worse than
12 is worse than 14.
Pretty sure anything under
Under 8.
sexualizing girls in general
General,
is
it's just no.
Like, don't do that.
And in the lens of a minor aspect, as a minor, okay, so Nezuko basically grows in power in the second season, and there are so many ways the camera angling could have been done. You could have shown the entire scene where she like becomes this like bloodthirsty demon, okay, but no. The first thing you see when Nezuko grows in power is her breasts also growing.
Because obviously that's how puberty works.
And this is literally just the shot of the chest, nothing else. We don't see Nezuko like as a person. Then from the chest it pans out to the neck and the face and then the arms, and I'm like, who did this? Like,
could have shot it better, yeah.
Like, you know, camera anglings do mess with your perception of the character itself. If you're going to focus on the breasts or the private areas of any character, boy or girl, you will remember them for that.
Yeah.
You will remember them for that because that's how the director or the creators have framed that character, those parts of the character. And those are not the things that should stick in your head. You should think about like the deeper meaning. You should female gaze into these characters.
Female gaze, yes.
You know, because we're talking about such explicit topics. Now, I hope you guys know about this TikTok trend. I think, do you know about this TikTok, the redhead guy?
Oh my god.
Dude,
Who would have thought?
I thought the show was so cool. I genuinely thought it was like some other Jujutsu
No, it's 'cause
Kaisen
they
one.
are.
And
Okay, so
then-
for the context of the listeners, basically there is I cannot say the word, so I will use it as the H word if it is a term that's used in Japanese explicit media.
It's the most explicit media.
It is the most explicit media. I cannot use the word for professional purposes. But the manga titled "The Man Who Saved Me from My Isekai Trip Was a Killer." It's a long name, but basically this man, in the TikTok edits, the way that the promotion for this manga was put out was this red-haired man who's fighting and. Amazing fighting style, and if you remember, like it was pretty
the scene
wild.
when he's holding his knife and there's blood on his face.
It was quite cool, and you would never ever think that it had H content in it. And whoever saw the videos genuinely had no idea that this was an H content or H tag.
Yeah.
None of us
knew.
None of us knew. And then then I saw TikTok videos of people reacting to it, saying that the promotional videos like this, but the manga is definitely not safe for watching. For reading, and I could not wrap my head around the fact that something that looked so cool had sexual meaning to it, and it
Not
was
even
straight
like
up.
consensual sexual meaning.
So in the whole plot line is that this man rapes this woman because she looks like his mother and his sister. So he does that. Obviously,
Not
rape
just
is not
incest too.
and it's incest.
They
It's
ticked all the
assault.
boxes.
They ticked all the boxes. But the
Yeah.
fact that this was portrayed in media as something that was an action-based, thriller-based, people assumed it was an anime or a game promotion, but people had no idea. Like beyond the iceberg, at a surface level, it looked absolutely innocent. In fact, cool to an extent. But nobody had this, not even inkling of an idea that it would turn
Yeah.
into something that serious. Because in short, it's not okay to put out media like this.
It's not. Because it's like a lot of tags besides like the H word, there's a lot of other stuff, serious issues going on in the anime, like she said, assault, rape, incest. And it's also the fact that the main protagonist is a minor.
When
Like-
I found out,
Yeah.
I was shocked to my
Like
core.
one of the lines in the manga, the girl is literally saying, if this happened in my world,
it would be
illegal.
The official promotion, it doesn't really hide much of what the true meaning behind the manga is. However, on TikTok, which is basically like free promotion for the
Yeah.
manga
Because
anyway.
if you watch it, you will want to know what it's about.
Yeah, I saw the edits. It was trending all over my For You page, and it looks so cool. And you are not going to look at this guy and look at his cool fighting style and think, oh yeah, this guy
Is definitely a rapist.
Yeah,
And this is how how trending media focuses on the male gaze, because you don't expect it to be.
yes, but keep
it
in mind,
is.
this is a very, very toxic, extreme example of the male gaze.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was, and TikTok is a common platform for anybody, from a 2-year-old to a 102-year-old person can be on TikTok, and if they come across this red-haired
gone.
boy, they will look at it, and there is no warning.
Yeah.
the only saving grace that anime has right now is the fact that there are newer animes coming out where they don't portray female characters as just sexual plot devices or fan service. Like, off the top of my head, the best one I can think of is Maki Zenin, Mai Zenin, and Nobara Kugisake
God,
from
Nobara.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
All of the girl bosses, honestly. But all of them are written so well. They all have such great character depth. They all contribute to the main plot. They have actual relevance, and their actions affect and can make or break the plot line. Like, they literally impact the main protagonist.
Yeah.
And they're written so well, and they fight well. They have actual character traits that make you look at them and respect them and make you think, wow, this is great representation of what it means to be more than a two-dimensional character. They have proper
fighter.
Yeah, they're
And you know what's even the best part? They have great costumes that don't show their breasts.
exactly like there is the fan service in this.
There is no fan service.
There is no fan service. That's what I'm trying to say.
Like, these characters go far beyond the physical realm. They
Yeah.
go more into like character development, like personality, female
You
gaze.
look at these characters and you think, wow, that's great. Like Spy X Family, You're a Forger. Obviously, another great character who
Amazing.
amazing. Like, I love the way she has this great fighting style, and it's canon that she's even stronger than the male protagonist.
Yeah.
And you remember her for her character, not her body. None of the cinematography of that anime or even the manga has this panel of her chest on it. or
Yeah,
her butt
same
on
with
it.
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, I feel like it's a hopeful start for this
It's a
new way.
curve.
To conclude, I think there's a hope for like better representation of women in Japanese media and anime, because I think they're focusing more now on like the character arcs and like the plotline relevance for women too, instead of focusing mainly on their physicality. And what we need to understand is that even fictional CP can encourage and normalize pedophilia and abuse towards women. Japan needs to stop and ban CP in their media and needs to completely illegalize it, because it's an extreme form of male gaze and it's very toxic.
Also very harmful to society in general.
If Japan cares about the society so much, they shouldn't even think about allowing this sort of media to be put out.
specify the laws. Yeah, they should make it more specific so that it can like get rid of most media like this.
So hopefully, we will see in the future that Japan doesn't have.
We're looking forward to
We're
more.
looking forward to that.
We're looking forward to more Maki Zenins in
It
anime.
is anime is going in the right direction, at least for now.
We just hope Japan goes legally in the right direction.
Anime still is just starting out in the right direction. I think it still has a long way.
it needs time.
We understand that there is economical importance for anime and manga, but let's hope it goes in the right and the legal direction, right, guys?
Yeah, the ethical direction. Come on.
Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.